Well, we could go finish this game right now. We do have enough lasers pointing at the top of the mountain to actually finish the box puzzle and see what sort of secrets await us. However, there's still so much more on the island left to do. For example, right over here.
Yeah, you're looking to 100% this game, right?
Oh, we are 100%ing this. Well, maybe not everything, but I mean most things. And speaking of which...
Ooh, audio log.
Oh, there's so many of them. Some of them are colored orange. Most of them are kind of like a little grayish color, but some of them have that one instead. I have no idea what the difference, if there is any.
Does that does it have any meaning?
I have no idea. I mean, they seem to be both basically the same thing as far as I can tell.
Orange is for quants. Look at this.
Sure. What?
I don't think I've gotten this audio log.
There's a bunch of them that it took until that I realized the whole secret of the lake to actually find in the first place. And I do have like screenshots and everything of that if we wanted to go do them. I feel like that one might be a little bit too excessive. But anyway, regardless, we're in the... I keep wanting to call it the Botanic Laboratory because I really like that name. I've used it a lot in Dead Cells, but no. This is the greenhouse. Despite the fact that a lot of it is not actually green.
Yeah, is there actually a green window now that I'm thinking about it?
Well, yeah. You can actually see it from
the there is.
You can see it from the outside. If I was going by in the boat, the one kind of near the top is very, very bright green.
There's one part of it that's green.
RGB color scheme. You also
do you know if that's are all greenhouses like are they always green, or is there any like botanical use for red houses or yellow houses?
I'm fairly certain that it's supposed to be referring to the plants inside and not the fact that there's actually green light in there.
Yeah, but they are green.
Yes, all of them are very much green. Anyway, at least we get a couple very easy puzzles to start out with. They also have kind of a unique aesthetic where they're got like raised puzzle tracks on here, and it looks like the dots are painted on. See if you can guess what the theme is going to be for this area. No, not like that, but like these.
And these are fairly tricky versions of these color puzzles.
It introduces more than just the two colors you've been used to up until this point.
Yeah, the separation puzzles, I guess, is probably a better term.
I mean, it's just been black and white and orange and purple back in the mangrove, and that's about it, if I'm not mistaken. I think?
I think that's right.
So it looks like it might be complicated, but in fact, this is actually one that you probably want to do before the mangrove, I'd like to say, just because there's a lot of very otherwise tricky sorts of like this is very easy compared to some of the stuff that appears in there.
Yeah, this is very difficult too. This is like these are really probably the most difficult like straight up color separation puzzles game.
For basic color separation, yeah.
Maybe other than like some of the variations in the late game.
All right, break the hermetic seal here. And if you have been paying attention to the last episode, doesn't that look familiar?
Oh, I didn't get that.
And look specifically how it goes around here and then stops right there.
Associations.
It's not a whole lot of puzzles in this area, but not a whole lot of environmental puzzles in this area, but some of them are a little bit. The ones that are here are interesting.
Yeah, and once you until you figure out what's going on, these are literally impossible. Like this looks like how are you going to separate all those out?
Well, I was going to show and not tell, but fine.
Fair enough.
So here's the gimmick.
Oh, what? No, I'm sorry. I'm not surprised.
I'm not even reacting to that anymore.
Yeah,
but
that is such a gimmick. I'm sorry.
The entire way that these are designed is that they have these kind of big, crazy, colorful lights for good reason. I cannot believe how long this audio log is, by the way.
Yeah, I've just been. I want to say something about it, but it's like I can't focus on it while we're doing.
I didn't think it was going to be this long when I started the episode. I thought that would just be a weird thing to be like, hey, check out this audio log. And now suddenly it's like 10 minutes later.
It's like we get it. Science.
Yeah, science. It's great. Learn all about that science and be a cool kid.
I really, maybe this is me, but I love science.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that this was one of those puzzles that could undo. Yes, I know what you want to say too, but don't even. But of course, there's more than one color in the bag of tricks that Jonathan Blow holds.
At least we have symbolic coordinates and mementa.
Only going to get worse over time.
He hates his audience.
As we've already established many a time. Not quite, but then you combo the two together.
Oh, it's a greenhouse.
Well, I mean, you know, it's not even just like a RGB. It is like CMYK type of colors that are worked with here too, which is.
I think you're doing both really over the course of this.
Actuality has been.
I mean, you really have to understand. So it's subtractive, if I'm remembering right. Like that's the reason. Every time you go through a color, that diminishes some amount of information. Like right now, you're seeing it through white light, and every time you put it through a filter, you're decreasing the differences between those things.
Never really thought about that all that much myself, but maybe. I mean, this is another one of those puzzles that it's like allegedly this game should be, you know, completable from nothing, from nada. Except in practice, sometimes, you know, you have to have kind of a basic grasp of how light works.
You have to not be colorblind. I don't know if it's possible to beat this game if you have colorblindness. I really don't know.
Yeah, it's actually very similar to the whole sound puzzles that... And then, yeah, just obviously undo it. It's very similar to the sound puzzles.
It's obvious because of this game. It's not obvious in another context.
I mean, I guess, but it's like, hey, you did one thing, do the other.
Jonathan Blow has just ruined our brains and just infested.
Or did it make them better? So says mad scientist Jonathan Blow.
I guess it's like one of those parasites or what symbiotic relationship. It's definitely like one of those. Like you got bitten by the were-rat. Is it worse or better? Arguably, it's a little bit better, but.
It is not better. In what sort of reality is being were-rat a good thing?
Well, we were doing a campaign, and I mean, honestly, they were describing the life of a were-rat. It's not that bad, except for the social stigma of being a were-rat.
Yeah, and doesn't that make a huge difference?
That is a big difference, yeah. But I mean, like, I guess that this has made us like completely unemployable. Like, we have both lost so many jobs in the course of like doing The Witness.
Wait, I mean, by the way, I want to check real quick. I currently have 90 hours in The Witness. So,
okay.
Well,
that's not that bad, actually.
Could be worse, certainly.
Yeah, considering you're also doing a series on The Witness. And this is kind of an interesting thing because it changes the lighting.
Yeah, I mean, this is not just the most eye-searing episode of The Witness for no reason at all. These whole crazy parts of the greenhouse do actually play into, like, the puzzle for... This is kind of the final boss puzzle, I would consider it that, of this area. And also red, white, and blue.
For sure.
Very, very patriotic plants here.
Yeah, this took me a long time. And yeah, the thing obviously to notice is... you know, it's the same puzzle, and if you have a certain pattern, it's going to work. It's going to send you to that level. It's an elevator that's driven by what color is in the background and subtracts from it, which is a really cool concept.
I think that the way that it works exactly is that the amount of, and this doesn't really help at all now, does it? The amount of the most that are in a single area is the color that you're going to. So I had like 3 and 3, and then whatever the middle stuff is apparently is a bunch of different colors so that they're less than the 3 by 3, and those combo to be purple. And it's like if I just selected these, those would be blue. If I just selected this, it would be red, and so on. But let's actually go to the blue one right now.
Yeah, and I mean, so you really have to do some like kind of deductive reasoning. I mean, same as the rest of this game, but you know, a little bit more intense. I would say you have to, because the puzzles kind of build on one another. You have to like every level that you're on subtract something, and so you have to put together what the original lights were based on the various levels that you're at.
Yeah, and then it's like you get up to the next one just based on that. So, okay. So knowing what we know right now, and considering that there's no real other place to go, this is a different color compared to everything else. So these ones are a different color. These ones are blue, these ones are red, and this one is something.
I think it's...
It's green.
I don't think it's purple. It might be... The one in the middle, I think, is still blue. Is blue under any color.
I mean, we will find out by the end of this, by the way.
Yeah.
And then I do think that if I did this... Clever.
Yeah.
And it's like that is 100% on purpose, though.
Oh, yeah.
And there we go.
Well, I mean, it's not literally broken. Let's just be clear. You understand that, right?
Yes, of course I understand that. And then, yeah, that leads us right to the top of this area. You can see that these are a bunch of different shades of yellow over here, which only makes sense. And can't quite see the green part of that. But then, obviously, yes, since you can see all of these at once, do this properly. Kablams.
Yeah, and that really is the final boss. I mean...
It's a very clever puzzle. It did take me a lot of screwing around to figure out exactly how it worked for a while here.
Yeah, it's one of those where you kind of have to use, I mean, as much as I'm saying deductive reasoning, I kind of just, you know, I guessed, well, you know what, I know it's going to be something with the colors that are subtractive, so I'm just going to guess that, okay, these are different from these, so I'm going to take a puzzle that, you know, in which they're different. I mean, you can document it, you can try to build on like various solutions, but at the end of the day, there's a little bit of guesswork that you can use.
It's not terrible, and really you could brute force it pretty easily if you're really not getting it, so I don't think it's as bad as maybe some of the puzzles that have appeared in the game thus far.
Yeah, and I guess I could see it being something where if you're colorblind, there's ways that you could compensate for that, like, but some of it seems like it would be impossible.
No, that was my stop.
You actually want the lowest one, yeah.
Yeah, I want to go up to the teal area because this is the one that you're not allowed to get to due to, you know, the whole thing. And of course, as you would expect.
I think I missed that.
As scientists,
yeah, I had to look at the lake for a lot of these ones, to be honest. And hey, how apropos. The other interesting thing is...
that eyes which reflect light near wavelength 40.
Oh, okay.
Feeds right into the puzzle. It feeds right into the theme of the puzzles for the area. Because if you look at this from the top, it's a bunch of different colors that look like nothing.
If they would,
but you go in here.
Praise the beauty of a woman or any other
now, can you do other puzzles from that same exact puzzle?
From
that same exact puzzle? No, it's really... Actually, the two that you've seen are the only two in the greenhouse entirely. The one at the very start where that conspicuous circle appeared in that one. That's it.
Okay.
And yeah, this is what it looks like otherwise.
But he is probably
how many total environmental puzzles are there in this area?
It's just the two. There's a bunch more, obviously, on top of the mountain and everything, but, well, on top of the mountain.
I'm actually really surprised. I was expecting a lot more.
Yeah, you would think so, but, I mean, I guess the fact that it's actually one that really feeds into the whole gimmick of the area is pretty great to see just alone. And I guess that kind of makes up for the fact that there's not a whole lot more there. And let's be honest here, too, some of the environmental puzzles can be something of a pain to do, so less is sometimes more in that case.
Yeah. I was just surprised because you think with all the colors, it would be like, I mean, it just seems like one of those things where you'd have dozens of environmental puzzles in that area, and just not, which is fine.
No, it's not the quagmire, which, oh boy.
Which really is a quagmire, folks. Like,
I mean, it is. It's true. But also, the quagmire, if you're wondering, was the one place I had to look up an environmental puzzle for. The only place. I got every single other one on my own, but that was the one exception. And it wasn't even because it was going to be a difficult one. It was actually going to be a really easy one if I just knew where to look. I had just closed off my my area of searching too much so that I wasn't privy to where it actually appeared.
Okay. So now, have we done everything except for the town?
I think we've done everything except for the town. So the yellow box right up here is going to be the one to go for next. You ready?
Nice. Yeah.
Are you prepared?
I don't know if I'm prepared, but I'm ready.
Well, too late, because here's another audio log.
Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah, I did a lot of time looking around for these logs, so I kind of want to hit them up, even though we're probably not going to be reacting too much for them. Oh well, this is already kind of a ridiculously scattershot series as it is. I'm sure nobody's going to be disappointed.
Nicholas of Cusa.
Nobody is going to be watching, so nobody will be disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, I'm surprised that anybody's watching this in the first place here, but it's funny. It's of all the series that I've gotten on the channel. I mean, I've played it well over like, okay, shouldn't be too difficult. I played like well over, you know, like maybe a couple dozen games at this point. Perhaps The Witness, I would say, is the most rude, crude, and full of toot of all of them. The Witness. I would let the smallest of children play this game. And yet, here we are.
I mean, I'm not sure what you're trying to say right now. Like, are you saying it's the...
I'm saying that I'm stupid, and apparently I turned what should have been a very nice, pleasant game for the entire family to enjoy into just a dumb garbage fest.
Well, this is actually, I mean, in a weird way, this is really, I mean, it's universal in certain ways, but it really is difficult to enjoy, I think, unless you really like puzzles. You better goddamn like your puzzles if you're going to play this game.
Well, yeah, I would say. You better be like puzzles and be in a very specific state of mind to appreciate the sort of... This is a video game for people that have played a lot of video games, I'll say that.
Yeah, empty, open, luminous awareness.
What?
Oh, it's from one of the videos.
Oh, yeah, I still haven't seen all of the videos. I've just seen the ones that have puzzles in them. So,
just to be clear, you have done literally everything. Just at this point, you have done 100% on your file. Well, you've done every environmental puzzle. You have not watched these videos, except to the extent that you needed it for an environmental puzzle.
Yes. Okay, fine. Okay. You got me. You got my number.
I'm not a big deal. I actually didn't watch the video.
My God.
Very like finished watching all of them.
Poor old world.
Let's just get on with the game here. Let's keep this train wreck rolling. Anyway, something I wanted to point out with this tree is that it's a very interesting way, because this is a much more abstract representation compared to the things that appeared in the actual cherry forest. But you can tell that this is the branch that you want to go to, because it is not missing any of the tiny branches on there. So you just look for the 6th one down, and bam, you're good. It's a neat twist. And this is actually a very cool puzzle. I think you know I've talked about this one before.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite puzzles in the game.
Pretty much, it's every single one of the light puzzles comboed into one.
Yeah, in general, the town is best thought of as being like the advanced version of many of the types of puzzles you see throughout the game. I mean, and you even get that with, we just did the greenhouse. There's the one greenhouse puzzle here, which is
right over here,
probably more difficult than any of them that was in the greenhouse. And then there's one that's very similar to that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, this isn't even just a greenhouse puzzle. It's a greenhouse combined with the mangrove puzzle. Getting tricky. And, of course, like I said, this one is pretty much every single one of the light puzzles. And you can actually tell which one is supposed to be which. For example, like, you got kind of an orangish one here. You got kind of a reddish one.
Oh, I hadn't noticed that.
I think this is green. So that you can tell sort of what the area... Because you remember everything in the Sun Temple had a red color to it. So the red one is the one that's associated with that.
Yeah, and of course there's just the little muxer next to them, all 3 of them.
Good phraseology there.
Nice little. I think that's the right terminology.
I'm pretty sure it is. That's remuxing and stuff like that. I mean, we've certainly done enough audio stuff. We should know that. But well, let me just tug on my collar a little bit here. I'm not going to say I'm the best at that. I'm going to say that I'm serviceable considering what we had to learn to make this sort of stuff work. If you've ever seen any of the streams.
And as you can tell, it's a green circuit, which goes into the red one. It's
not a green circuit. That's the one that looks more like the That's the one representative of the monastery. We can actually go stop over by the monastery right now for me to prove this to you.
No, I believe you. We don't have to do that.
And also,
I'm
pretty sure the red one is the monastery, and the orange one is the Sun Temple, and I forgot.
Oh, it is. Oh, that's a good catch. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, you can see
spent
here.
a lot of time thinking about this game. That is not a compliment, but it's also not an insult. It's just a statement. It is.
Here's the thing with games. I love looking at little details. I'm the sort of person that will sit down and stare at like pictures on the wall. When there's a vending machine in a video game, I'm like the first person to go in there and be like, "Ooh, what's actually being vended? What's in there?" It better not just be cola or something. There better have like some sort of specific brand name with all that sort of stuff going on. A little hard to see, but you get it.
I don't really get it from this angle. I mean, I know abstractly that there must be, Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can see it on the left side.
And then let me see that again just to be sure.
It is a really long, involved path here, and this is obviously a Sun Temple puzzle.
Oh yeah, I mean, it appears nowhere else. This isn't like the monastery thing, which kind of did a double. The monastery and Forest of Fall, which did a little bit of a double dip here. Oh, come on. Maybe it's like this then.
VZ Day.
It's rough. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's the advanced, like, super and orange, yeah. The advanced super version of a lot of these puzzles.
And then the last one is, it's got to be like it's a shadow puzzle. I think it's just a straightforward shadows on the thing. You have to find the one where it avoids the shadows.
Yes, and this is the last dot that we have to go here. We've done the one in the middle. We've done the one on the upper right. So we just gotta choop.
So this is the Forest of Fall one then.
It's gotta
confusing
be. I think.
So what is the color on this one then? It's green. Oh, okay, green.
I don't remember. It is green. Okay.
And they combine into white light, which is actually not accurate in terms of the colors, but.
You gonna argue with Jonathan Blow here being accurate in terms of colors? Didn't you we just did the thing.
Jonathan Blow is not a god to me.
And you can see that it's like there is.
He's the puzzle master, and he's filled with flaws.
Yes, he is Lord of Puzzles, the quiz master indeed. And yeah, you can kind of see the start of this puzzle, which combines some of the other elements, but you can also tell because this is a sun temple type of thing that you need to get an angle of the sun. And if you're guessing that you need to go over to this window to look at it, you'd be correct. You've got to do everything here, man. It's a melange of a bunch of different concepts.
Yeah, I just want to be clear that one that had 3 different solutions took me a long time. That's something where I got the gimmick, but it's like I didn't realize that there was like I think it was the one where you have to go to the outside and look into it. That was difficult for me. The monastery one.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see that.
Just because it wasn't obvious to me at least.
Speaking of ones that weren't obvious to me, you remember that this one I actually sent you a text message when I got to the last one being like, can you just give me a hint? I got it, but it's just like, man, oh God, the anguish that this puzzle caused, that one caused. But we'll get to that with time, of course.
I kind of call these ones the Hamiltonian puzzles with the Tetromino.
You need to make a complete circuits.
Yeah, because you're making a complete path. Yeah, I know you had it.
Was that?
No, never mind. No, you didn't.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
Sorry.
I'm remembering things.
Oh, that'll work.
Yeah,
or
just took me a second.
To quote Microsoft Golf.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Woof.
Yeah, see, kind of like somebody praying.
Yes, I do remember that now. It's like, I'm not going to lie. These ones are... It's exactly what you said. The Tetromino is now being brought to their logical conclusion with the whole... how this do, basically.
Yeah, and one of the trickier parts about this is just like something like including the corner suddenly becomes like a going concern. And you can't do it the other way around.
And,
yeah. So and then this one, I don't remember how you do it. Shit.
I do. It's something like.
Oh, that's promising.
It's not that, but basically what you want to do is you want it to get... It's like you want to go like this. I remember that because this took me so long to figure out.
Yeah, so that's kind of burnt into your memory.
Yeah, it's like I remember that you want to have it swoop around like that, and that it's just about like getting these last couple dots in here, because as soon as you get that covered, it does everything. And yeah, like I said, I actually sent you a text message, and it was just like, I don't know, tell me. And then like 5 minutes later, I figured it out.
The only reason I didn't tell you, I didn't give you an answer is because I thought it would be better for you if you took the grain elevator instead of the stair. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Never mind.
Oh, you.
I thought it was going somewhere.
Always having me question why exactly I even still have you on these videos. But anyway, yeah, this might be the one time that the Canceller appears. It's not difficult, but like, hey, you know, it's something.
You got one door.
Okay.
So you're halfway to solving the Monty Hall problem.
Basically already finished. And then
You're pretty close, actually.
Get revealed to get a goat. Oh, got it. Yeah.
I just forget it.
Can I remember this one?
You have to like stack them up in a really specific formation. I think it's one where you have like the figure that you create ends up including the middle of the 5 on the bottom.
Yeah.
You remember that? I think that was the trick. And then that's how it divides it. So it's like one of the figures is, yeah. So it goes through the middle one, but not the other two. That's how you divide it. And then you have to make some additive figure from the 5 things that are on the top.
I mean, so I could go look this one up just because it's like I've solved it a couple times at this point, but it's like I really don't remember all that well. This is definitely going to be one to touch.
The figure is in the. You include the one in the middle and the one in the middle of the 5 on the bottom. Mm-hmm. It has to be a figure that is created from those. Those 5 on the top.
Yes,
but it is. You might want to just look this up because I'm not like thinking of an easy way to describe it.
No, that's fine. That matters not.
So the top right is going to... Yeah, you got it. Never mind.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, I'm so good. No, yeah, I just remember because it's like you just want to... Because, you know, you have 2 left over, so all you got to do is look at that. Anywho,
now, do you want to do this now? Oh, right. I forgot about that, yeah.
Oh, that's why it's yellow colored, of course. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, let's take a look at this one real quick here, just to make absolutely sure I know what I'm doing. All right.
I forget how to solve this. It's a little bit tricky.
It is unquestionably going to be a little bit tricky here. I mean, this will do a decent amount of it, but then you got the 2 ones on top.
Oh, that's right, because it's not... You don't have to separate them. You have to just get the 2 the mangrove puzzle thing.
Yeah, the mangrove thing, basically. Oh God, I'm good at this.
Nice. Yeah, you are. I'm actually a little bit jealous.
And yes, of course, we got a little bit more here. Anyway, let's back up because we got one more of these puzzles left to go.
If the very world should stop and the mind cease thinking about itself.
I think it's one of you where you have to find the pattern and then you have to go up to it close to actually do it.
If all the fantasies that
are is that it? Oh, that's not going to be too bad.
Should cease.
You could be.
And there be no speech,
comparatively.
No sign. Imagine if all things.
I also don't think that's not a unique path, so I'm a little bit skeptical of that.
If we listen.
It's not like there's too many other places to go right now.
We did not make ourselves. He made us who abides forever. Imagine then that they should say this and fall silent, listening to the very voice of him who made them.
No.
And not to that of his creation.
I thought you were good at this game.
We should hear not his
this game,
the tones of men.
It's a video game.
The voice of angels, nor the clouds' thunder, nor any symbol, but his very
Maybe it's
self.
The fact that I need to.
Which in these things we love, and go beyond ourselves to attain a flash of that eternal wisdom which abides above all things. And imagine if that moment were to go on and on, leaving behind all other sights and sounds but this one vision, which ravishes and absorbs and fixes the beholder in joy, so that the rest of eternal life were like that moment of illumination which leaves us breathless. Would this not be what is bidden in Scripture?
There's you
Enter
haven't
thou into the
eliminated
kingdom
enough
of thy Lord.
possibilities. It has to be like a unique path.
Augustine of Hippo, circa 400.
I think maybe go a little bit further to the left. Yeah, like that. That might be it. That's a valid path, I think.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain. Okay, so yeah, what I need to do is I need to do it a little bit better than that.
Yeah.
Still screwing it up, but you know, what are you gonna do?
Second.
It is a
audio.
great adventure to
Anyway, I completely
contemplate
forgot what
the
that actually
universe
opens
beyond
up,
man,
if anything.
to contemplate what it would be like without man.
Oh, it actually opens up
Was a
the
great
tower for
part of
the
its
first time
long
here.
history, as it is in a great majority
Good stuff,
of
good
places.
stuff. But before we
When
do
this
that, let's
objective
go
view
down
is
here.
finally attained,
This is actually
and the
where I figured out that
mystery
these
and
were
majesty
sound
of
puzzles
matter
in the first
fully
place, because this is
appreciated.
clearly some sort of like a
To then turn the
soundproof
objective eye
room,
back on
and
man,
this is like a
viewed as
speaker
matter,
that's been
to view
disassembled.
life as
So,
part of
so I
this
was thinking,
universal mystery
oh, this has to do
greatest
something with
depth
sound, but
is to
what?
sense
Because you
an
can't
experience
hear
which
anything in
is
here, right?
Very rare and very exciting.
It's actually pretty
Usually
clever
ends in
exactly how this
laughter
works.
and a delight in the futility of
This you
trying
can just
to
choose as
understand what this
whatever. It
atom
doesn't
in the
matter. It can be any
universe
sort of puzzle
is.
that you want.
This thing
And the one on the
Yeah,
right,
it's
with curiosity.
you make
that
it
looks
a
a
at
recording
valid
studio.
version
and
of
wonders
it.
why it wonders.
Yeah. It's not you're recording it. So
These
Yeah, I mean,
scientific
it
views
recording
end
studio. Yeah,
in
that only
awe
makes sense, I
and
suppose.
mystery.
it's more can you
Edge
make an
and uncertainty,
isomorphism,
but they
which is
appear
pretty
to be
much how
so
recording
deep and
goes.
so
Like,
impressive.
50% of
The theory
recording
that
is
it
just
is all
making sure that what you're
arranged as a
recording matches
stage
up
for
with,
God, to watch
it's in the
man
right
struggle for good and
key,
evil
it's in the right
seems
everything.
inadequate.
And I guess that only makes sense
Some
when you
will
think
tell me
about
that
it.
I have just described.
But I mean, I don't really know
religious
if
experience.
it's quite what he was thinking of there. It is. I like it just because it is a
In that
logical
language,
version of the
I would
sound
say
puzzle.
that the young man
then,
Yeah.
religious
of course, we
experience
got
is of such a kind
this.
that he finds the
Although I do
religion
need
of
to,
his
you know,
church inadequate to
do this correct if I
describe,
want to.
encompass that kind of experience.
I actually do have
God of the Church
some screenshots of this in case I was just going to
Richard Feynman,
pull
1960.
them out.
You should probably look this up, but we should probably talk about it, like how it's solved.
Well, I mean, you know, it's kind of as you would think it would be solved, really, just because you're. I mean, it's the separation puzzle as you've seen before, and then additionally, it is a little bit of the mangrove puzzles thrown in there. I'm gonna go grab.
Is there mangrove puzzles in there? Oh yeah, that's right.
The one on the
side
right.
is this.
The ones on the
Yeah.
right.
One side is the separation. One side sees only the past. The other side sees only the future.
One side only tells lies, and one side only tells the truth.
One side only tells. Hey, you ask the brother, what would your brother say? And
Well-
he has to tell you the truth.
No, that's not how that works. You, if you were
Otherwise
the
it's
other
entrapment.
person, which one would you say to go to? And that's basically sending a signal through a true signal through a false gate and a false signal through a true gate. So they both end up false.
Yeah, and again, if he doesn't tell you the truth at that point, then you actually can do anything you want. At that point, the laws don't apply to you.
Yes. Then
Otherwise
at
it's
that point, you're the puzzle master.
That's true.
As dang.
I feel like you had it, and then you. No, never mind. No,
No, I did not have it though. But as it turns out, he didn't have it.
And one of the things I actually explicitly went out of my way and changed the lights 3 times. I documented everything I saw.
I mean, I took the screenshots. I mean, I'm not gonna lie here.
More or less did the same thing. Yeah.
I took.
I
oh,
didn't
come
know
on.
you could do screenshots quite the same way.
Let me take a look at the screenshots again, I guess.
Yeah. And I believe these are all primary colors. So that's why they're all like, white or black under light. It's because when you separate, when you subtract light from them in a primary color, it's always going to lead to it's always going to lead to white or black, because you're either taking away all of the light, something like that. I don't know.
I don't know, some sort of garbage like that.
Something with its colors, and you got to separate them, and you have to do it the right way, or Jonathan Blow won't be happy.
And he
But
won't be
you
happy.
don't have to listen to him either.
It'll make you listen to more audio logs. So yeah, it's like these are the odd ones out, which is why I separated them all.
Mm-hmm.
This one I remember being a little bit more difficult. You know what? Maybe we'll just come back to this one at the end of the video. I'll do it like a little bit of a post shenanigans where I put up like an MSPaint drawing or something.
And I believe the only thing that opens is like an environmental puzzle. Is that right? Like,
oh no, that doesn't even open an environmental puzzle. It opens nothing at all. I remember that because
wow.
It's just for 100% completion essentially.
Wow.
Okay, so you can probably tell from how this works. This is the castle version of the puzzle, where you get this here, which is just completely blank, and then you got to go through this area avoiding the moss, if I'm not
I believe it's one of those, like, can you actually follow it all the way?
You can't, because there's these things in the middle here, but that does not mean there's moss necessarily underneath it. So, get your lateral thinking hats out, because you're going to need them here. All right, so we go all the way to 1-. This is all the way right until I get to the final intersection. Up 1.
1-, aka 3.
Go left, and is it left all the way? Yes, thank you. Okay, and then you don't go left all the way. Then you go 2 to the left.
I have no idea
up,
what you're trying to say.
Swing around, avoid the corner, go up, down, staircase, and we're good. All right, so you got all that right?
Oh yeah, that was the big one. I wasn't sure if you were gonna get that. I think you just go up one more and then go around.
No, because you have to
around the corner.
Yes, here we go. It's and no, you go around. It's this, and then you staircase down, and then there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, you have to go around the corner, which is what was kind of screwing me up there for a second.
This is one of Jonathan Blow's, like, really. He just has a really, it's a cute sense of humor at times. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you have to do these by changing the.
You have to change the light inside to be red.
The lighting, yeah.
And then one that took me quite a while to figure out is if you just kind of go right over here, you also got to turn it green. And then the orange one does not factor in, so blue is kind of the odd color out there. And hey, here, of course, what else? We got the Quagmire puzzles. And this one's actually very simple. I mean, all you're looking is just to get that middle one out here so that you can actually walk across. Oh, and speaking of environmental puzzles, moving objects. Yep, you guessed it. One of the last puzzles, one of the last environmental puzzles I finished in the entire game, actually.
Wow.
Took me a long time to figure that one out. And here we got the parallel islands.
Reflection. Yep.
As you do. Thankfully, nothing particularly difficult, really.
I think, yeah, these were pretty nice.
Pretty forgiving, more than anything else.
I think you can just do an L shape around that black one. The black ones that formed. You might have it.
No, not quite. It's like this, and then like these will work.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
Yep. I feel like I got a pretty good handle on these basic puzzles. Mostly. I'm not going to say it's perfect. I'm just going to say that it's an acceptable to an acceptable. But no more than merely acceptable. Make no mistake on that. And there.
Oh, you got it. Yeah.
Wait, which one did I? Oh, I mean, this will work as long as I actually do it correctly. Well, like that. There we go. And then this, I think, actually works. Nope, almost. But not quite. No, it's like this. Then you do it like this.
Ooh, that's smooth.
Very nice. And like I was saying
it's
earlier,
a song smooth by...
very easy once you're
I feel like there might have been something with that middle. No.
And of course, can't forget about the present left for, I don't know, Santa in the chimney here. Okay, man. Town is tricky.
Yeah, all these puzzles are pretty. I mean, some of them are easy, but even the easy ones are like, you could see how somebody could spend an hour on one of these puzzles.
For example. Oh, boy.
So what's left then? Are you done with the tower?
I do believe we are done with the tower. Let's see if I can get up there. Looking like I'm playing Marathon here with how tight close quarters they are. But yes, this is the town complete, and as you can see, no symbol on this box because it incorporates everything.
Wow, I was gonna say I couldn't see anything, and I was like, oh, is that my fault? Did I do something wrong? Why did I upset you?
Pure yellow and nothing else. You know exactly why you upset me. I mean, dude, you basically spent this entire series just trolling me. I don't know if you've noticed.
It's what I do. I just lie.
And
It's all I know how to do.
All right, so, of course, the Sun Temple has had its laser not even remotely close to getting to the top of the tower, but that changes now with this magical thing.
What is that?
Why, it's a way to redirect the beam, so it's no longer shooting at, well, nothing. And actually...
Yeah, it's a sundial.
Is that what it's supposed to be? Ah, damn it.
I mean, it is literally a dial that... yeah. Yeah, it must be. I kind of blurted that out, but that's absolutely right. That's what it is.
And there are a whole ton of areas that you can set this to, but this is the only correct one. Except for the other one, of course.
Yeah.
That's a big hint.
There's an environmental puzzle, but you probably...
Yeah, that was the other environmental puzzle that I guess I didn't really have to look up, but you just told me, so...
Yeah, I guess that was a big mistake. All right.
Was it a big mistake? I don't know, man, because I got to, not have to do that puzzle, basically.
Yeah.
Which is fine by me, if you in case you're asking.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
nobody was asking.
The story of a girl. Yes. There. Took me a second. But of course. Anyway, that's the only thing in there. It's nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have one more bonus puzzle that I want to do to kind of cap off what is probably going to be the next episode. I'd say that I still want to say Botanic Laboratory is not going to be enough by itself. And all the way back, we got one more super optional boss puzzle to do.
Ooh, are you talking about the one in the Sun Temple?
Well, it's not really in the Sun Temple, but yes.
All right.
It's close enough.
And this one, I have looked it up, and I can never remember exactly how to do it. But it's not like... In theory, it's not more difficult than any of the others, but it's really hard to... It's really just hard.
Yeah.
I hate it.
No, these are optional boss puzzles for a reason. After all, I call them that, and I stick by that name just because. Let's be honest here, they are so much harder than a lot of the other puzzles that you're going to be encountering in the game.
Oh, I definitely didn't do that one.
Yep, that was one that, again, a lot of these I only know about because I looked them up. Not because I looked them up, because I saw them in the lake, and I'm like, okay, time to triangulate some positions. Okay, well, there's the puzzle, but of course, also way, way over here is another discarded... Man, it's much longer over here than I thought. Another discarded panel puzzle.
What a deep conviction of the rationality of the universe.
I really didn't need to look up any of those. I said before that I looked up the location of 3 of those puzzles. Just doing the environmental puzzles, checking around for the audio logs, I did not need to do that at all. I would have found them easily.
Those whose acquaintance with scientific research is derived.
All right.
I didn't have to look any of these up, but that's because I didn't do them.
You just didn't do it.
I just didn't do all the audio logs, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did the audio logs. I don't blame you.
And this one I looked up because it was just I mean, okay, so on some level, there's kind of an obvious way to do this if you've been paying attention to some track things.
Of what has inspired these men.
And you're just gonna do it.
Don't count on it just yet. And no, it's not like this. It's like
it is.
You might have to include that. Oh yeah.
A contemporary has said, not unjustly, that in this materialistic age of ours, the serious scientific workers.
I don't think you. I don't think you're even close to the beginning because you need that third one from the bottom right.
1930.
Because you're not gonna be able to do the last part.
Yes. No. I'm very vague.
See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
you won't be
No.
able to, yeah. So. Like my favorite part of that movie is when the guy from the future tells him you're going to China, and Bruce Willis is like, "What are you talking about? You're not going to China. Look, I'm from the future, dumbass.
You're going to China. There.
Yeah. Forget it, Bruce. You're going to Chinatown."
And of course, he does. Okay. Yeah, that one was a little bit tricky and another very easy to solve puzzle, but just like, yeah, that's I mean, you were probably right. I should have gone a little bit backwards to figure that out, but nope, I got it.
If I had gone backwards, I probably would have figured that out. Isn't there an environmental?
We did separate videos, man. Oh, don't worry. We got another hour and a half to talk about just the dumbest garbage possible. As we continue on Jonathan Blow's wild ride. It's not going to be nearly as long, I'd like to say, but yeah.
We still got plenty of content left just because of the we haven't even gotten to the end game. We've gotten to the I think you've done every camera, right? Or every laser?
Every laser has been done. Do you want to go do end game right now?
I would be up for it, sure.
Then let's go, cuz it's right up there. The goal is within reach.
Wait, all those lasers are pointing to the same point. What the hell?